Shotgun red. Hey, how's everybody doing? Happy St. Patrick's Day. Corbin's dressed for it. I'm not. Thanks a lot, everybody, for stopping by. This is Tackle Shop Live with a special guest starting right now. Hey. How's everybody doing? Todd Langle's in the house. What's up, Mark? Bill Good, John Cobb. What's up, Johnny? Andy, how you doing? Cole Devine, Andy Garrett. What's up, buddy? Dave Schaudelmeyer. Man, always a solid listener. Thanks, Dave. Everybody here. William Barnes, what do you say? Jack Hinkle. Man, we got a gigantic show for you guys tonight. Last minute guests. Alex Davis stopped in. He's going to be here all weekend, so we snagged him up. We're going to put him on the microphone. How you doing, Alex? Good seeing you, buddy. Really good seeing you, pal. So we're going to get things going here in just a second. I'm Mike Acord. George is...
I'm right here.
Right on, right here. Special guest, Alex Davis. And down on the end, Corbin Gottwalt. And behind the camera, Nick. He's going to be silent here for a little bit. Cameraman Nick's in the house. We need to borrow an extra. Let me get out of your way here, bro. Give you some room. Got to grab an extra microphone up here because we have a special guest tonight. As I said several times, Alex Davis is here.
Yeah. And
Alex is here for our big sale that starts tomorrow, a day after the special day we have today, St. Patty's Day. So we're here celebrating. We got this from our buddy Chris Beelert. He stopped in. He's going to be here all weekend also for Tackle Shop Live or for the show Cabin Fever.
Chris is going to be talking everything Shimano, G Loomis, Jackal, and Power Pro.
Absolutely.
Plus, he's going to be behind the counter on the showcase here.
Oh yeah, he's going to be. You're going to be talking to one of the best. But he brought us a Starlight Distillery single barrel whiskey, Indian straight bourbon whiskey.
It's delicious.
It's good, isn't it?
Delicious.
George called it firewater.
It's pretty good. It's actually pretty good. I like it a lot. Andre Albanez, how you doing? I'm a little rattled today, folks. I'm sorry. I'm kind of all over the place. I'm a little rattled. Long day getting ready for our big sale, but this is it. This is our Cabin Fever sale starting tomorrow. Huge, giant sale. We were working all day long on getting ready for it, and we have some massive specials that are going to kick off. I mean, sunglasses on sale. We have rain gear that's ridiculously priced. We have Sims rain gear. That's going to be, I'm telling you, you guys are going to have to check this out.
I can tell you this much. If you want a Sims rain suit, you might want to be here.
Yeah. I mean, we got the new GX is what they call them. CX Sims rain suit.
We got the new colors.
Okay. And we got
blackout.
You got the camo one?
Got the camo. We got the black, and we got the blackout.
Whoa.
Like, as in, the blackout came in like yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Just in time for St. Patrick's Day.
Bro, and in the Challenger rain suit, we got the new like kind of black and faded out blue camo, real good looking.
All which is on sale. So if you guys are looking for good rain gear, I was reading a couple texts that we got from guys last week, and they were like, "Oh man, the only way I have good rain gear is if I wear two suits."
Yeah,
and I'm like,
"Did you ever do that, Alex?"
No, I did until I started wearing Sims, and I'm not.
Are you a Sims guy?
I'm not sponsored by the people, but if you look right here, I got Sims Challenger pants yesterday. Sims tennis shoes.
Sims.
Oh, I'm a Sims guy. Those suits are the best suits,
bro.
Mikey.
We are too.
Do you have that agility, George? Do you? I mean, he got his Sims pants on, his Sims. I mean, I ain't seen something like that inside my blue glimmer boots and my yes.
My man.
Holy hell.
I've been doing yoga lately. boys.
He's like, man,
He's in training.
he comes in, right, gets a basket full of goodies and gets hustled on the Tackle Shop Live. And welcome to SFT, bro. Welcome.
Well, that was funny. He walks in and I had a lot I wanted to say to him, like, hey man, how you doing? I'm really a big fan. He goes, yeah, I'm Alex Davis. So I said, I'm Mike Acorn. He said, where's your baskets at? I'm going to fill this sucker up.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of know what's going to happen the next 2 days. I kind of wanted to get in before everyone else got in on it. So, yeah, I hope my wife's not watching this because I was like, I'm not going to buy any tackle, which
we're not going to tell her.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. We have the best poker face around.
Absolutely. And it wouldn't be right for St. Patty's Day if we didn't do a cheer. So here you go, guys. Thank you so much for all your support over the years. Happy Thanksgiving. Alex, welcome to SFT.
Wink, get in on this.
Cheers. Come on, Wink.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Luck of the Irish be with you all.
So, like I said, this is from Chris Beelert, and this is a small little distillery up where he lives, and he said that this is sought after big time. So I'm telling you right now, Starlight Distillery, single barrel, Huber's.
Look at the proof on that.
Indian straight bourbon whiskey.
Look at the proof on that.
112.
Yeah, let me tell you something. You can run the quarter mile and shave about 2 seconds off your time. For all you guys with high compression, big block motors, we got your fuel.
It's pretty good. It's what we suggest an ice cube. Okay, so Mike Barr, how you doing? Robert Brett's, how you doing, buddy? Philip, good to see you guys. Man, thanks everybody for stopping by. But as I said, Alex Davis is in the house. Spinnerbait Guide Service, Major League
Spinnerbait
Kid Guide Service
on Gunnersville Lake.
And then what else we got?
Well, he just got off of the Bass Major League Fishing Pro Circuit event down in Florida. Look, this week.
Yeah, it was I feel like I was only home for one night. So
yeah, because you fished Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, no, it's Sunday, Monday. If it's Sunday, Monday, drove home Tuesday.
You just fished Sunday, Monday. Okay, so Sunday you had. Let's break this down.
Let's just call a spade a spade. It was a damn train wreck the whole
Sunday
day.
you had a rough one. It was a rough day. But Monday, my goodness, you came back big.
Oh no. The Monday, so my practice was actually pretty decent. Like I thought I could catch like 17, 20 pounds a day. I was like, oh, this will be fun. Wow. I knew it was going to be bad. I mean, I hate to say stuff like this because I sound like a Debbie Downer, but we started the tournament, it was 33 degrees in Florida. That's
not good.
Never good. I told my marshal, I said, it's bad luck to catch one on your first cast. So I pitched it like 15 foot because I knew I wasn't going to catch one. I made 2 cranks and I was like, there's one. And I thought, okay, well, maybe if you try not to catch one, you catch one your first cast. Maybe it's a good day. I weighed in 4 for 6 pounds. And I caught the 4th one at like 407 and had to be back at 415. So I virtually had 2 bites in the next roughly 8 hours. And then day 2.
Damn.
Yeah. So I called my wife, I was, pretty much complaining. And she was like, you just need to get your head out of your ass virtually. And you just need to go fishing and do what you can do. And I was like, you know what? She's right. And then the next day, it was like 11:30, and I'm looking at like 3.5 pounders. Like that one ain't gonna help. And then I was like, this
I'm talking
this
about.
is. And then I kind of knew things was gonna be working for the right direction when I had like 6 minutes to go. And normally I'd just like run in, like, oh, let's run in. I was like, let me stop, make 2 casts. I caught a 13-incher, threw it back, and I was like, I never catch one the last cast. Like I don't ever have that story.
Yeah.
My last cast, I caught a 5-pounder.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
Nice. We got a guy that's from this part of the world, and he has a saying, never give up.
Yeah, I think that guy's caught like 1 or 2.
Yeah, he has. He was swinging on. He was swinging on him today.
I saw him catch a big one. I was watching it when I was boarding a plane, and I saw him catch a pretty decent one.
What lake were you guys on for this tournament this week?
So it's the Harris chain. So you got Harris, then you have Dora, Eustis, Beauclair, Apopka, and Griffin. So like we have 2 days of practice.
Right.
there was like, I don't know, 7 lakes, and they're all pretty large size. Like people's like, oh, they're not big lakes. I'm like, yeah, you go there and tell me
Yeah.
it's not very big.
Yeah. Well, Party Cove
Yeah.
was popular again. I saw that on live.
Yeah,
Party Cove.
I wrecked them there day 2.
Did you?
Like there was the first day I went in there, and there was like boats kind of where I wanted to be, and then boats like around where I wanted to be. And I'm not the guy. Like I hate just getting in there and like throwing at someone's motor. Like, hey, you mind if I throw there? Like I was like, I lost 2 big ones in there the first day. And then I was staying with John Cox, and I told him kind of what happened. And he was like, dude, just go back in there. Like if you lost 2 big ones, just go in there and just, act like no one's there. Well, when I rolled in there on day 2, no one was there. Like they was all down on like the one end of it, and I was on the complete other end. And I was like, I was by myself, so I was talking to myself because there's no one with me, and I kind of get bored after a while. And I was like, self, either they're not biting up here, or people just didn't realize how many's up here. And then it took me like an hour, and I was just like, this is the greatest thing ever.
I love it. So we talked a little bit before we went live. I think we spent like a minute and a half for prepping for the show.
33 seconds.
Yeah. And I said, hey, maybe we could talk a little bit about your tactics, your techniques on the Harris chain, or maybe you might want to slip the goods on a little something that maybe you learned. Because our viewers, you have to understand, are some hardcore bass fishermen. They're not all tournament fishermen, but they're all hardcore fishermen. And, the little nuggets of knowledge are highly sought after. So you kind of said maybe you were throwing a chatterbait?
So I'm a chatterbait fisherman. I would rather.
Oh, you're from a grass lake.
I would rather, like, Gunner's Hole's grass, and I've kind of accepted the chatterbait is like, when I say I have accepted it, I have one of those deep lure lock boxes, and it's about yay deep, and she's completely full of jackhammers.
Oh yeah.
Not unnamed bladed jigs.
No, I'm the guy that I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's an unnamed. No, it was a jackhammer. I throw a jackhammer. I have many of them. I buy thousands of dollars worth of them.
Yes.
And I'm not sponsored by them. And it's the best. I mean, if you're a vibrating jig guy, just go buy a jackhammer and do yourself a favor.
Well, you're in good company because the 3 of us here and our partner cameraman Nick there, we're all rely very heavily on the chatter wagon as well. And we carry some pretty healthy assortments of them as well.
Yeah, no, it's to me, it's the best lure to be able to cover water. And I've seen it doesn't matter, rocks, grass, docks. I mean, that lure catches them to me, it's just the best lure that there is around. I mean, at Gunnersville, you catch them when the water's like 44 degrees. So when people say, oh man, you throw the thing all the time, I'm like, they bite it at home when the water's 44.
So with Frank the Tank did.
Frank the Tank. I mean, Brett Heights
he went up in the river there and just went off on that thing.
Yeah, and he fished a place that, no offense to Frank the Tank, I would never make a cast because I think it's just meh.
And he said he wouldn't make a cast there either, but he was driving his boat up through there and he saw like a swirl that indicated an eddy pocket, because I guess they were running some water that
they was running a lot of water.
And he said he was just driving to his spot and guess I'm pulling there quick. Chatterbait.
Whacked him.
He was on
he
said
move.
He was on the Thunder Cricket.
That's the gut move right there.
But whatever. Chatterbait. So yeah, we talk about the chatterbait a lot on this program.
Yeah.
We talk about every aspect of chatterbait fishing. I found it real interesting. As soon as you walked in the shop tonight, you started doing research on a project that you hope to do in the future, which we're not going to talk about, on a rod.
Mm-hmm.
And you started talking like really only people that fish those kind of rods for chatterbaits would have those statements. So, I mean, let's talk about the chatterbait a little bit. So let's talk about, you're down on Harris chain, pretty much a mix of pre, post, and spawners, I would say. Probably mostly post.
Mostly where I was fishing was like kind of out away from the bank. So they was like, you'd hook one, he'd come up and jump. And every time I was like, oh, good God, he's a 5 or 6 pounder. And then when you net him, it was like, and he don't have no bully. There's no belly.
Yeah.
His belly's gone. But I mean, trailers, like I'm a big trailer guy.
I love this conversation.
I throw like multiple trailers. I throw Jerky J's. Hog Farmer makes a straight tail trailer. I throw the Lake Fork Magic Shad. I throw the Little Dipper. I mean, your trailer can affect how deep the bait's going to go. So if you want to make it rise, you can just. I don't. No offense to anyone. I hate a 3/8 chatterbait. It's useless.
Okay.
I throw a half.
Okay.
But I can mess with my trailer and make it ride higher. So I can put like a big bulky trailer. Like you could actually put like a skinny dipper and make it ride high. If you put a straight tail trailer, it's going to make it, you can get it deeper. So I just throw 7.2 medium heavy glass Corrado rod. I throw it on a Corrado 150, 17-pound P line, which I've researched a lot of chatterbaits. Brett Height says 20-pound Sunline Sniper. But if I do the diameter, that's P-line Tactical 17. So I'm kind of like right on his line size.
Right.
And you can mess with line size. Like I could sit here and talk about a chatterbait for like 5 days.
Absolutely.
But in Florida, I was fishing like thick patches, but then it would come out and be 7 foot. So I kind of needed it to ride high a little bit. So I threw a Lake Fork Magic Shad. It's like a great trailer to me for.
Well, I mean, they started the whole fish style chatterbait trailer.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, you have the Zako come after it, but it looks eerily similar to it.
Well, they all have them now.
Everybody has it now.
They all have them now, but those guys started it.
That's the OG.
And I can remember back in the early days of chatterbait fishing, which broke out in Florida. And I can remember quite a few tour level pros calling up here and buying every Lake Fork Magic Shad that you had in stock, irregardless of color, because that was the early day trailer of choice. Now, you're talking about how you're big on trailers. We always talk about how we're big on trailers.
Yep.
You mentioned a bunch of trailers. I know Corbin and I know Mike and I know myself are dying to see why you didn't mention, or what your thoughts are, I should say, on a cross style trailer. So we find a lot of times if we're getting short strikes on a boot foot trailer and we go to a cross style trailer, they choke it. Do you have any thoughts on that? Are you a crawl guy?
I'm not a crawl guy.
So
and what's weird, on swim jigs, I'm a crawl guy. Yeah, I love it.
Hey, my guy.
I was actually looking at your rage chunks. And then
Okay.
me and you talked about the baby D bomb.
Baby D chunk.
D chunk.
Yep.
I haven't
Mini-
used that
mini
one.
D
The
chunk.
mini. I haven't used it,
Yep.
but I throw a swim jig. And what's weird is I don't throw a swim jig with a boot style. I throw a swim jig with a crawl. But then on my jackhammer, I throw it with more of a shad style. And I think it's more of just confidence. Like if I know people throw like a pit boss on a chatterbait. And I've tried it like 3 casts and I didn't get a bite. And I was like, screw that thing. They don't bite it.
Yeah, it
And-
gets
but
in your head, man.
But I can throw a Lake Fork Magic Shad, or I can throw like the Hog Farmer, the Jerky J. I like throwing a 5-inch Jerky J. Huge fan of that. I can throw it for 4 hours and never get a bite. And I keep thinking they're going to bite it. They're going to bite it. And it gets in your head. I throw 2 colors. I throw shad and black and blue. Like I know Green Pumpkin's a great trailer and a lot of people love the Green Pumpkin one. You couldn't pay me to throw one.
Yeah, we throw a ton of Green Pumpkin. We throw a ton of black and blue.
Yep.
Last year we got onto a kick where we were putting, how everybody's all crazy about these fire crawl.
Oh yeah, the red ones.
So we started putting that on our Green Pumpkin.
Yeah, that was crazy. And vice versa.
And that was really, really good. But now, full disclosure, a lot of this has to do with smallmouth. I mean, we do a ton of largemouth fishing, but a lot of our trailer conversation comes from our smallmouth fishing.
River.
And there is a difference.
Rocky River.
There is a difference. If they're
Shallow.
short striking that boot foot and you go to that cross style, they seem to eat it, and vice versa. Now, in a largemouth situation, I mean, I'm more of a tidal water guy, so it's shallow fishery. I know Mike and I have noticed the trailer makes a huge difference in a tidal fishery, and it's mostly a swim bait style trailer is what we're usually getting bait in. So it's kind of along the lines of what you're saying.
I'm a big giant skinny dipper and little dipper fan.
Yeah, like I mean,
Friggin' love them.
I fished with guys. Actually, I bought some that's in the basket. Sorry,
I thought we weren't talking about that.
Sorry, honey. And actually, one of my best friends, he throws the boot the boot trailer. And like we went one day and he like kind of put a whooping on me. And I was like, no offense, I think I'm a better chatterbait fisherman than you are. I think it's a trailer. He's like, oh, there's no way. And I was like, well, let me try. Give me one. And he gave me one. And I started
catching them.
Steady. Yeah. And I don't know why it does that. I don't know if it's a lift or if it's just, like the Lake Fork Magic Shad, it is bigger and bulkier. When you put like a little dipper on there, it's smaller, makes it more compact. I'm a big make my own skirts. Like when I walked in, I saw your skirt section. I was like, ooh.
It's a little beat up right now. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, you can't get anything from
the skirt industry.
Very bad.
Is really hurt right now.
Yeah,
very bad.
You ain't got to tell me nothing.
Yeah.
Last week, I ordered I finally broke down. I was like, hey, honey, I need you to. She can find everything on the internet. I was like, hey, honey,
she got it done.
I need these skirts, and she's like, what? And I was like, I need this color, and this color. And then like all of a sudden, she's like on Amazon, and she's like overseas, and I'm like, just let her rip. I mean, but we had to order from like 8 different websites just to get skirt material. So
that's terrible.
But I love making my own skirts because, no offense, I mean, I think the colors that the chatterbait, the jackhammer has, I think it's awesome colors. But like sometimes I don't want that much green pumpkin or I don't want that much chartreuse.
Yeah,
right.
And it's in my head.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, Corbin down there to your right. I mean, I'm freaking nature when it comes to color. I mean, the guy is so analytical on color, and when they're eating it, you have to drink the Kool-Aid on it. But when they're not, you just think he's been drinking too much Kool-Aid, if you know what I mean.
But the problem is more times they're not, they're eating it than when they're not. Right, George? Am I wrong?
Well, I'm just saying.
Mean, am I wrong?
We often are on Tackle Shop Live, we're often, said that presentation trumps color all the time. But there are times when color, you could be the worst caster on planet Earth and you can throw your bait in the water like you're throwing rocks in the water. But if you got the right color, they're going to eat it.
Yeah.
Got a question here.
I mean, there are times like that.
Got a question here from Kenny Clemmer, one of our longtime listeners. He's saying, if you throw a red, do you throw a red color at all? And if you do, what color trailer do you use?
So I tried it. Like when the red one come out, and I think Auten caught him at the Classic.
I love this guy, man.
So Auten caught him at the Classic in the back of Browns, and then like the next week, Jordan Lee smashes him at you follow on the red one. I was like, oh, I gotta have me some of them red ones.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Kenny,
if you want them, just come here this weekend. I'll sell you every red one I got. I mean, I don't know why, but I throw it and they just don't bite it. But I have tried the green pumpkin that's got the red in it.
Yeah.
It's a little more dulled down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one does work. But Kenny, that red one, just save your money and go buy you a spot remover and just be done with it.
Spot remover. There you go. Spot remover.
Wait a minute. He just
dropped some.
That might be the whiskey talking, but I think he just slipped up on
Oops.
They
bite.
That's the best color. And I got that one from War Eagle when I was throwing.
Yeah.
I love that spinnerbait.
The spot remover color, it was the best. To me, it was the best color spinnerbait color. So then when I saw it in the jackhammer, I was like, I'll take 30. Honey, you didn't hear that, but I'll take 30.
No,
absolutely. That's a great color. We throw it on a Potomac. We use the gold head, gold frame spot remover. The big. I think we use 3/8 or ½ ounce, whatever it was, and we catch them good down there in the Potomac.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Now I don't know if you're fishing a Potomac this year, but if you are, and you get on a high incoming tide on your grass line and your fish go dead, get in your box of unlimited amounts of spot remover spinner baits and get that gold one out and get out there on that outside edge and start slinging that thing because it is money on a high incoming tide.
I'm going to remember that. We're not going there this year, but we go there like every other year.
Yeah,
so
it's good.
So
we're Potomac freaks because we're so close to it. We just can't get enough of it.
See, I was actually, that's where I learned how to fish.
Really?
Oh, yeah. That's why when I was like Dave's tournament, tackle jigs.
Okay.
I got all that stuff at the Potomac.
So you're originally from this area?
From Virginia.
Okay.
Which
side of the bridge? North or the south?
I mean, I'm from on
the Rappahannock now.
South
I'm talking
of Winchester. I believe right on 81 where I was born.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah, because we used to do a show down there at Richmond Bassarama, and we drive across that Rappahannock and we go down there and we pull in there.
As soon as we get on the south side,
and the freaking show guy, we get out of the truck and start walking in. The show owner, guy that owned the show and was promoting it would come out and says, "Yeah, son of a
Ronnie
bitch,
Bass.
I missed you again." He said, "I was going to be waiting for you coming across the Rappahannock." He said, "But son of a bitch, I missed you again." He said, "Nice to see you too, Ronnie."
Yeah.
You damn
Yeah.
Yankees. He said.
I wasn't gonna bring up that Y word. I
Whoa.
wasn't gonna throw that around.
Whoa. So you're
Wow.
pretty much a 17-pound fluoro. You know, there's no need for small line on a chatterbait.
See, and I will downsize to like 15. Because like at Gunners, will sometimes you want it like 8 foot,
Mhm.
and I don't like. No offense to the 3/4 one, but I feel like it's going too fast. So I'd rather downsize my line versus
Yeah.
get a 3/4.
And in open
Oh, yeah.
water, we do a lot of open water smallmouth fishing, and we fish pretty much exclusively with 15 because it's open water.
Yeah,
it's open water. But one thing interesting I picked up on your setup, and it's another topic that we've had we've actually had some heated conversations on. I noticed you prefer a glass rod.
Is there another kind of?
I was just checking.
I'm
checking.
just
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
you know,
us Yankees.
I don't need you to get all twisted up here.
I mean, us Yankees on the outside here, me and Mike A, we usually prefer the old high modulus graphite. I mean, now NRX, GLX. I mean,
It's different strokes for different folks. Me personally, I was so when the chatterbait craze came out, I went and bought you couldn't get a chatterbait, so you had to buy like some off brand that Jerry down the street made out of his garage and he was making the blades. And like I lost like I don't know the first 30, and I was like, I mean, this is the worst lure ever. You lose every one of them.
Yeah.
So then I got into I'm gonna watch Brett Hite because he's arguably
He's the best.
He's the godfather of
He's the best.
chatterbait.
Yeah.
And he was all
He is.
about
Yeah.
glass rods. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get me a glass rod. So I
Yeah.
got a glass rod, quit losing them.
Yeah.
So now, personally, if you throw a graphite rod, I just feel like as soon as I hook him, I'm like, yeah, he's gonna come off. Watch this. He's gonna jump off instantly. That's just me
Mike.
personally.
well, Alex, there might be something you need to know about me and Mike. We don't believe in sharpening hooks, so we might need the extra stiffness of the graphite to get some penetration. Okay, and I mean, when we get to go fishing, we go fishing, and I mean, let's just say we set.
I just feel like I caught so many fish, on the fall, like we yo-yo them a lot in the river, and just like, especially in the cold weather, I just feel like I catch so many fish because I felt something kind of odd and I stopped it or I jerked it and gave it a pulse or whatever, and that I get that information more from graphite than I do glass.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? I'm getting more of that ultimate feel, but I guess I've lost some, but I never found it to be a massive problem.
Here's my question for you, Alex. When you went from graphite to glass,
Mhm.
how long did it take you to get used to it? Like, what was the biggest thing? Like for us, when we twitch a grass clump, we know, like Mike and I, we know that that's a grass clump. We know how that bait's going to act. Like, how long did it take you to make that transition before you saw, like, I guess say a return on investment, but like before you saw, like, yeah, this is the deal?
For one, don't shake my left hand because it's like a claw because it does weigh heavier. I mean, if you put the IMX Pro, the bladed jig rod, and you put a Karadu the glass rod in your hand, I mean, you compare those two, you got like twice the heaviness. So I mean, it took me a long time to be, because you don't feel as good. Like you can feel when you hit grass. Like I hear some people say, "Oh, it was that crisp stuff," and I'm like, yeah, I didn't feel crisp. I felt something. I mean, with a glass rod, you don't feel near as much as the detail. But to me, when one gets it, I don't like.
Yeah.
You said you set the hook.
Yeah.
I do not set the hook. Like all I do is when I feel them, I just reel to them and then just like pretty
Tighten
much
up.
snatch and pull to
You
the
just
side.
use the Hagani. You Hagani him.
Oh no, I just straight gear him in.
Gets that Hagani going. He's like, "Get in here, 6'11" ounce baby Jesus, we're going in the boat."
Yeah.
But it's definitely different with a glass rod. Like you have to realize it's not gonna be what a graphite is. You're not gonna feel as much. Like I've thrown it on a graphite rod, and like I think you can feel like everything. And on a glass rod, I'm like, it's out there.
Yeah,
there's nothing on it, but it's out there.
Well, we had conversations on it, and George brought it up many times. It's like you get used to it. It's what everybody's feel is better, and so you might have a better feel on that and have more confidence in the glass, and Graphite is one
George,
thing, and
I mean, we talked about
and
it on
George
our show.
took it personally. I mean, George took it personally.
I got a glass rod out of the,
and he was using an Adrena.
and I fished with before they had more of an American set of actions. The first Adrenas, they offered a glass rod.
So speaking of glass, I have the 7.2. I'm gonna start crying here in a minute. 7.2 medium heavy poison Adrena,
Yeah.
not the current model, the last model.
Yeah, I have that too.
I broke it at Hairstream.
Oh,
I broke it. I cracked it 3 years ago and I duct taped it up.
well,
And I thought it was good, and I was in my heyday. I was catching just the dog shit out of them.
I'll tell you what.
And I cracked the handle.
Since you were kind enough to come on the show tonight, and I'm not particularly.
No, whoa!
married to the rod.
Don't be giving shit away again like you do. Because you know what? He gives my stuff away like it's candy.
I feel like I'm gonna have to go do a favor somewhere.
Well, first of all,
No, he gives my stuff away. Is what he does.
First of all, we'll tell that story first. So George runs into Luke Clausen, right? At ICAST.
No. I ran into him up at Cayuga when they were fishing the Elite up there.
Okay, and he somehow they were talking about Shimano cores.
Well, he looked in the back of my truck. We were having a
He
discussion.
got every one of them, didn't he?
Well, they weren't mine.
Hey, but they were mine. That's what I'm saying. He has a really good way of giving away and selling my stuff.
We were having a pop in the parking lot after the tournament day, and
Oh yeah.
and I'm like,
Oh yeah, I got plenty of them.
I
Yeah,
said,
I'll
well,
hook you
heck,
right
here
up.
comes Chad Grisby, and I'm like, whoa, flag her on in here, boys. So I got him a good parking spot in the field there and ran some cords for him to charge your batteries up. Had a 110 quart angle in the back deck, and I'm like, come on over here, fellas.
Yep.
And he's poking around there, and he's looking in the back of my truck, and what are you doing with all them cores back there? I said, I used to fish them, man. He goes, well, what would you take for those? And I said, well, it depends what you'd be willing to offer. He goes, well, I'd give you 200 a piece for them. I said, well, they're yours, buddy. So come to find out,
Yeah.
the next time I got home from the show, and then Mike's like, let's go fishing. He's like, we're digging through the locker. Where the hell's my?
Yeah, where's my cores at?
I don't know, man. I don't know what happened there, but
Where's my most favorite combination in the whole
you
entire
might want to
world?
call Luke Clausen because I think he owns your.
That was bullshit. So when he starts opening his mouth about anything,
that
whoa,
rod now-
I back him down.
At Rod now, I'm not particularly married to it. I did fish it a lot last year
Yeah, he did.
to quiet down Dumb and Dumber here, but
Because we got into it on Tackle Shop.
yeah, they
Live.
got after me one night for fishing glass
Because
rods.
George said he preferred glass, and Mike looked at him and goes, "How can you say that? You never even
Well,
fished a
no, I
glass
really
rod
didn't
for
say I
Tackle."
preferred glass. I was talking about the qualities of glass. So,
George.
I mean, if you need hooked up, let me know.
See me, and
I don't give anything away, just so you know. You see this building here and all these lights and stuff? It didn't come from the word free. So, I mean, if you need one,
he's trying to drain me of my pocketbook. Right
I mean, I got one. I'll ship it to you. Free shipping and handling. Well, actually, nothing's really free, but the shipping and handling won't be reflected in your bill.
So you was talking about glass.
Yeah.
Okay. How long it took? I was actually talking to Mike earlier because he's got an old school Browning glass rod, and I told him,
Oh, they're fresh.
that
They're fresh. He's been getting on the photo troubles on fire on, be able to one, and he called 6 pounder today. He's like, oh, there he is.
So I learned to throw a crankbait on that rod. That's what I learned to throw a crankbait on. So I've always used glass for cranking. So it didn't take me, I just realized when I throw a DT6, I ain't going to feel nothing. I just know when all of a sudden it's like, there's
Stops,
one.
there it is. Yeah.
I got it. So it didn't take me as long because I threw a crankbait on glass rod, but and it's just different stroke. I mean, I'm just glad me and you are like the normal.
Well, he's not sold
No,
on it.
I'm a graphite guy too.
But he's
I'm also an 843, 844 guy. But I will tell you, and I made it a point to fish that glass rod every time the three of us.
he never
were on
lost
the
a
boat.
fish, and he used to lose a lot of
And
them.
when they would eat that thing,
He never lost
the
them.
next place they got was in front of the camera.
Yeah.
None of them coming off. And when they eat the glass, man, you just freaking wind them
In
up
front of the camera.
I think you might miss more on glass. I'll just be perfectly honest. I think you might miss more because you don't realize one had it. and you kind of like halfway the boat, you think, oh God, there was one. I think you might miss more, but when you hook it,
it's going in the boat.
I think it comes in the boat. So you have a trade-off.
Amen.
Would you rather hook more or land more?
Yeah, that's good. That's interesting.
I'll tell you another thing that's interesting. After a serious season of really going back and forth, I honestly, I cannot tell you one is better than the other. They're both great.
Absolutely.
So I haven't been able to settle the argument because we're in another big debate on Tackle Shop Live and in the store here. The carbon versus fiberglass cranking debate. And you know, that's been raging on since G. Loomis brought out the CBR in the 90s.
That's Pepsi versus Coke.
Exactly. And there's not a right or a wrong answer. I had a conversation with some customers this morning and they were like,
I use all
like graphite. I like glass, you know.
I love my IMX Pro crankbait rods.
Yeah, no, it's different. I think it's
it
different
is.
stroke. I mean, obviously people like them or they wouldn't keep making whole series just for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you know, on the crankbait side of things, it was back in the day, it was all glass. You didn't crank with graphite. You just didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then G. Loomis, you know, back in the mid 90s, came out with the CBR series. They came out with a 843, which was the medium heavy, and 844. Well, actually, the 843 was the medium. The 845 was the medium heavy, and then a 783, which was a 6.6.
I got one.
Moderate. And the CBRs are all moderate. So they said, real simple, we are building a graphite rod to emulate all the qualities of a glass crankbait rod. And thus, the line in the sand was drawn.
It's exactly when it happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
And all the other companies said, wait a minute, we're going to build our version and we're going to build our version and we're going to make a composite and we're going to. So, and it's raged on back and forth. And the end result is, you know, as anglers, we have unbelievable disposal of crankbait rods.
Oh, every company has.
I mean, if you want to throw a 10XD or a 6XD or a square bill or a lipless, or if you want to dial in this or, I mean, it's there.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm looking at rods in front of me and it's like, oh, wow.
I mean, if you're a Shimano guy, so, you know, you're sponsored by Shimano, you fish Shimano. I mean, look at what Shimano has done with glass. Oh, they always did it with graphite, but look what they've done with glass.
So when I first got on with Shimano, like my second year, we started working on Zodius. And I'm the one, I mean, I'm not going to toot my own horn here, but the Zodius glass rod, I pretty much designed it. But like that's what we did. I mean, I worked with the product guys and we designed glass rods.
And when I decided to review this rod tonight, I didn't realize you were going to be on the show. That is the perfect all-around shallow to medium diving rod and ever.
Square bills.
Lipless.
I throw a lipless because I fish grass. I throw it on the medium heavy just because I'm having to rip it the whole time.
Right.
But like square bills, you know, your DT6 style baits, DT4s, anything up to like, I kind of draw the line at like a series 5 on this. Right, you know, there's you know,
that's how versatile that rod is.
That series 5, you almost want to go like medium heavy, anything over series 5, but like 10 foot or less. I mean, this rod right here is it's amazing.
Zodius, 7 foot medium glass. Now, I'm thinking, and I apologize for not knowing this, but I'm thinking that this has a little carbon because I'm thinking that's infinity tape. Is what I'm thinking.
We might have to get Beeler in here.
And I'm not sure. I mean, there's a guy here.
Wait. Hold on.
Thumbs up.
And now entering.
Yeah. So you got a glass blank with a little carbon. So there's glass and high power. It's all high power X.
No. There's glass, and then the higher power X part is the carbon.
Here, step in here for a second.
Here comes the factory.
So the high power X version that you have your overwrap
that's infinity tape.
Is always carbon.
Okay. But the rest of that blank is primarily glass.
Well, that's kind of
we can't talk
the
about
special
that.
sauce.
Huh?
But
Ah,
a carbon
now that
monocoque handle.
I don't think it's Xfinity tape.
It is.
It is Xfinity tape in that one.
I, mean,
I think it's just regular carbon.
I mean,
No.
see, I think he's just making stuff.
Now
up
let
next
me tell you this.
Come on and take a look at it.
Let me tell you this before you all you better check yourself before you rickety wreck yourself, because I got news for you. The Poison Adrena is this rod, but not with the Infinity tape. It's got the monocoque handle, carbon handle, the glass with the carbon. That's it. But mine's heavier, obviously.
Does the old
just learned
Poison
something there,
Adrena,
fella.
is that High Power X?
No.
There's,
Two different technologies.
Two different
Yeah.
technologies.
Spiral X, High Power X.
Yeah, that's hot. Yeah, in glass though.
So
They don't make it now, but
Nope.
used to be.
Oh, they make it again.
All right, Chris Bueller, welcome to Tackle Shop Live.
So two different technologies between the two. Okay, so here's a Poison Adrena in my right hand,
Which they make in glass.
which is a Spiral X blank. Okay, the blank starts with 1.5 wide carbon tape, to George's point. That's how the basic structure of the blank is constructed, with that 1.5 wide carbon tape. Zodius starts with sheets of rolled material.
Sheets of rolled material.
Correct. Sheets of rolled material. So there is differences between the blank construction. Now the finishing wrap, to George's point, this has got High Power X, which is what creates that.
It's not Infinity tape though.
Infinity tape is a Shimano
Word?
for High
Oh.
Power X. It's the
Oh.
material that's used in High Power
I
X.
thought that was their highest form of carbon that they have.
Nope.
I don't want to drop the mic.
The professor gets the
Well,
final say.
well, I was told that by Patrick.
Oh. Oh. So two very distinct technologies within multiple series of rods that Shimano. Now, one thing I will say, so Poison Adrena, like we talked about with Spiral X, that is a proprietary Shimano construction. That is not something that exists with any other manufacturer on planet Earth.
Now, and you're still, and you.
I
are
knew that. I knew
you are
that.
offering a glass rod in Poison Adrena.
That is correct.
It's on that rack over there.
Also correct.
Is that all glass or is that
No.
glass carbon
Everything is
Same thing.
and everything is a composite.
composite?
Yeah.
Right.
And-
You can never make a complete glass rod. I don't believe nowadays.
Right.
The weight would be. I mean, talk about.
Oh no, I got that rod.
You
Yeah,
can.
I got that
No,
rod.
you can.
It's over there.
I felt one.
You can keep.
It feels
too.
like I know. That's a buggy whip. But back in the day, man, that's what I was telling him.
No. Look, hey,
Yeah.
we all had a
Yeah,
right
we
to
all
crank
did
it
that.
Special, buddy. That's what we all had.
I keep that close by to see where we were.
Where
Oh.
we came from.
You know, honestly.
the measuring stick.
Plus, it has David Fritz's signature on it. So
Oh, I
it's
mean,
pretty
Uncle,
cool.
Uncle
All right,
David.
I derailed the tackle shop live enough here.
So wait. So what about? So did you do anything with the X Pride? The new design of the X Pride with glass.
So no, not on the glass
Huh?
ones. The ones I did with X
Bro.
Pride was flipping stick, a 7.6 heavy. Does he
Oh.
really gonna have to toot his own horn?
Well,
Dude,
can you hold on a
Okay,
second?
hey, you move over a little bit because
Hey,
his
just
head,
too-
his head is
hey,
freaking
Mike,
whacking
you know
me.
what they say, Mike?
Mikey,
You know what they
Mikey,
say? You know what they
I
say?
think we need. Hey, give us some sound effects for George.
You know what they say, Mike?
No, I got like,
oh no! Oh
yeah.
You know what they say, Mike? This is PG-13. So, you know, if you have any kids in the room, cover their ears. When you fuck with the bull, you might get the horn.
I didn't know PG-13 was dropping f bombs.
I said cover their ears first.
Well,
my God.
I don't know.
Tomorrow's gonna
Say,
be
man.
interesting. I
Oh,
can
I
tell you.
fished it. I fished it.
Hey, welcome
I
to
apologize to all
SFG,
my
brother.
customers. I apologize to all my customers where I sold a Xfinity graphite. That's the only proprietary graphite that Shimano has.
God, they probably think they went to Comcast.
Listen, it's all good in the hood. But you all roll up in here this weekend for the sale, and we will have all the Zodius glass rods.
Do you have the Corrado glass
Yeah.
rods?
Oh, yeah.
See,
Oh,
now you got everything.
We got
Oh,
them.
yeah.
We got 'em.
Everything.
Oh yeah.
Our policy on Shimano rods is stock every model they make.
See, I knew I liked you. when
That's
I
a
walked in
simple
the door.
policy. But we have the Zodius glass rods.
Yep.
We have the Poison Adrena glass rods. We have the Corrado glass rods. We have the SLX glass rods. We have the Intenza glass rods, and we
X-Pride.
have every single model and the X-Pride of glass rod that they make. And there's a reason behind that, because we're discussing it tonight with Alex Davis. For those of you who've just joined in, he is a longtime touring pro on the Major League Fishing Pro Circuit.
Used to be AK, formerly
FLW. Used to be FLW tour named after Forrest L. Wood, which started way back in the 90s. Touring pro. He's also a full-time guide on Gunnersville, primarily spinnerbait kid guide service, which is actually how we learned about him, because we were thinking about coming down to Gunnersville one time, and we,
somebody told us about him.
Somebody said, "Yo, you got to look this guy up."
Yeah,
the infamous.
He may be able. He said he may be able to put you on a couple.
Well, and then our good friend Chris Billard said, "Yeah, I know this guy. He can catch a fish." So to have him come in tonight and agree to come on the show when we basically had nothing really planned, hardcore.
Oh, he's all in now.
It was great.
He's not going anywhere now.
Tomorrow's seminar, I'm almost thinking chatterbait.
Well, if you don't talk about chatterbait tomorrow,
I'm
then
thinking
you're probably going to
chatterbait
have like rotten fruit and vegetables thrown at you. You get a bunch of these. You get a bunch of these here.
So how did
country boys up in the house?
how did the spinnerbait guide service start?
Spinnerbait kid.
Spinnerbait kid guide service.
I mean, how much time we got?
I mean, is it?
Brother. We got 11 minutes.
Is that what you did?
Oh Lord, 11 minutes. Okay.
Did you get like a name for yourself as a spinnerbait chucker?
I'll condense this real.
We got some spinnerbait chuckers around here.
So I lived in Colorado, and at the time there was something called Bass Fishing Homepage. I don't know if you ever remember.
Oh yeah,
okay,
yeah. We were sponsors on that from day one.
Okay, so I had to have you had a username, and I was like, well, I didn't want I was asking questions, so I didn't want all these full-grown men thinking, oh, it's this other full-grown man asking me these questions. So I was like, I like to throw a spinnerbait because that's where I learned at Potomac. The guy kind of got me into bass fishing through a spinnerbait, and I was like, spinnerbait kid, because I was 15. So I was like, I want everyone to know I'm a kid.
Yeah.
So then fast forward 4 years, we moved to Alabama. I start fishing every day. I'm working night shift, aka if everyone's ever out there, do not work night shift. It's the worst thing in the world. But stocking shelves at a grocery store. Ugh. But then we went to
That's because you wanted to fish during the day.
I had to fish during the day, so I had to work at night.
Right.
So then I was posting on the Bass Fishing homepage under Spinnerbait Kid. Well, then next thing you know, people saying, they're sending me messages. Hey, would you ever take me on a guide trip? And I was like,
that's how it starts.
I said, yeah, I can. And there was like, how much? I was like, well, I make $220 a week at this job. I'll take you for $100. And then I started doing it more and more. And then I was like, oh, wow, this could become a job.
So I went, I'm working for nothing here.
Yeah. So then I went and got my Coast Guard license. And I was like, well, I told my dad, I was like, well, I need a name for my guide service. And he was like, Spinnerbait Kid Guide Service. That's your username. It just snowballed because here I am. People still see me and they're like, oh, look, it's a Spinnerbait Kid. And I'm like, I'm 36 years old. I
love it, man.
I
love it.
You're still a kid.
I'm not shaking at this
You're
point.
I love it.
I take it all.
Yeah, you're still a kid.
Well,
it should be called the Chatterbait Kid Guide Service because I just only throw it.
No, man, I love it.
I was just saying, I got to ask a question, man. Right? Because we have a ton of spinnerbait people around here that love spinnerbait. What's your spinnerbait combo, Spinnerbait Kid? On the Shimano side, is it? I mean, don't tell me.
Right. I'll just be honest. I throw a War Eagle. I mean, I throw a War Eagle spinnerbait.
Rod, reel.
Rod, I throw a 7.2 medium heavy Corrado rod. That rod's actually a little bit softer. Like if you put Zodius and Corrado, Zodius is a little bit stiffer. I feel like I jerk it away from them. So I throw 17-pound P-line tactical Corrado 150.
What power rod?
6.2, 7.2 medium heavy.
My man.
Yep. Corrado rod.
Up in here, that's what I throw.
Now, if you throw a Zodius, you almost have to go 7.2 medium because the Zodius is in the words
I throw the X-Pride
from Cartman from South Park. It's beefcake.
Yeah, it is.
So
Yeah,
that's Zodius. So I throw Corrado rod 7.2 medium heavy. Corrado 150. It's the greatest reel.
I'm a big MBR 843 fan, man.
Love it. Love it.
That's my spinnerbait.
I'm a 6'2". I hear people
you want to hold hands?
I mean, come here. Yeah, there we go. Right there.
We all in on 7. Me and George.
So okay, so
We
this
are the world.
is a flamethrower. I like it. So I was actually at Bienville a couple weeks ago with Greg DePlum. I know he's y'all's. He's
Oh
your guy up
yeah.
here.
Oh yeah.
Listen, we don't want to hear about your BNL
Yeah,
trip,
yeah,
okay?
yeah.
I
Move
wanted,
along.
like,
Here,
I-
PG-13. That's bullshit.
So I almost got in a heated debate with Greg because like he's all about like 8, XGs. And
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like,
He is.
Oh, yeah.
He is.
I'm like, why do you do that? Like,
Look at him.
but why do you? My thing is, and then he was like, "What do you throw?" I throw a 6.2 for pretty much everything except for topwater, worm jig, frog, or flipping. I throw an XG, and he's like, "You don't throw a 7 speed?" I'm like, "Why would you need a 7? There's slow and there's fast." And he's like, "Well, I just throw a XG for everything." I'm like, well, "How do you slow down?" And he's like,
Yeah.
"Well, I can slow it down." I'm like,
Yeah.
"I know one speed. This."
Yeah.
Listen, he
This.
can, and different.
I don't know, man. I fish with him. He has everything 8 to
No.
1.
And that's what he said. He said, "I throw everything."
He
I'm like,
does.
a square bill and 8-to-1. He said, but his logic is he can slow himself
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
I can't.
No.
I reel with
That's the
one
way.
speed.
That's exactly the way I am.
And I would say
That's exactly the way I am.
The predominant
George hates me
way
because
it
I had.
is. Most people cannot slow down, but they can speed up.
If one bites it, I can do this.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
I'm trying to slow down, I can't be like, hold on.
Plus,
let
do you
me
feel like you have more feel with a 6.2 to 1? Like,
I feel
like you
like-
really feel everything with that?
like I tell the engineers this is Shimano and they assure me that I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But I feel like I have more power the lower gear ratio.
Yeah, I
go.
do too.
With
Well, you
Shimano,
do.
they don't.
You
Wait,
do.
They have the power in the high speeds, but I guess
No,
to me,
you don't.
I feel like I can feel more and have more
exactly.
power in certain
I just feel like you can feel more.
No, they're wrong. The engineers are wrong.
Feel it. We need you back. We need
There's
to explain this.
So there's a big hill over here called Chickies Hill, and it's like this, and it's about a mile or so long.
here
If
we
you're on
go.
a 10-speed bike,
Yep.
and you want to pedal up that hill, and you
Yep.
have
You better put it in first.
that's a 6.2 to 1 reel.
Well, I usually go in 7 because I'm working it.
No, my bike has a
I
new
get enough
gear.
momentum coming downhill that I'm like,
My bike has a new gear. It's called extra low.
yeah.
I'm just letting you know, if you have an 8 to 5 reel, that's like trying to pedal up that hill in 9th gear. Ain't gonna happen unless you're Lance Armstrong in the prime of your life.
You know,
You
Shigana.
know what the prime of the life is for Lance Armstrong?
Oh yeah, juiced up.
Blood transfusions every night
Yeah.
and human growth
Juiced.
hormone.
Yeah, he's juiced. He's juiced. He's juiced up. He's ready to
Cameraman
roll.
Nick, what do you think about this? Well, come on, give us some insight on gear ratio, brother.
I like what George said.
Damn right.
What'd
It's a
you say?
bike. 6.2 to 1 is torque. 8 to 1 is speed. You ain't got no power with speed. I don't care what them engineers at Shimano say.
Yeah.
I mean, thanks
Send
for
them
giving
on
me
out.
some
I'll
love
take them
here,
fishing for a day.
Corbin. But no, I absolutely agree with George. But we fish. So
Like I throw a
We
big plug,
fish.
like a big
Yeah.
plug, like the pose that we was looking
Yeah.
at, 660.
Oh, or a pose.
I throw it on a PG, a 5 gear ratio.
Yeah.
Because if I put like Keith Combs, like me and Keith
Yeah,
talked about this.
yeah.
He's like, oh, I throw a big plug on a 7. And I'm like,
Yeah. See that he's
how
from-
does your wrist?
yeah, but he's
even-
different.
But how does your wrist? Like I've tried it, and like
Yeah.
when you start reeling, it's like, oh dear God, like I need
Yeah.
arthritis medicine. I need some of them
I know.
copper braces.
Well, with Keith, it's hard to argue against guys that are really good with that shit.
Well, no, he catches more than I
Yeah,
do on a
I
big
know.
plug. So I'm
And-
like, well, I mean, I'm
And
just gonna take
his
words.
thing is, and there's a thing going on down there with all these lakes that they don't want to bring a crankbait like everybody else is bringing
No.
a crankbait. They're bringing a crankbait like, going crazy, and that's how they say they're getting their bites.
Well, see, I reel like a 660D. I mean, I reel it as hard as you can humanly reel it. Like I reel it a lot
Yeah.
faster than ever.
Well, yeah,
But it doesn't hurt my hand because
I know.
that reel
I know.
takes out the pressure in my right wrist.
well, we had a speaker here one time in 20,
Crispin Pauly.
yeah, Crispin Fawlty in 2014, and he was a big Kentucky Lake guy, ledge fisherman. And he said that, everybody was throwing the 4.7s, the 5 to 1s, and they were bringing their baits along at, that digging them deep and just kind of grinding them along the bottom at a nice steady speed. He said the guys that started winning were taking 7 to 1s, which was at that time the fastest reel out there. They were putting gigantic handles on them, and they would get one season out of them and have to get new reels because they would
That's
just
because they were fishing quantums.
they were. That's exactly it. That was it at the time.
Oh my God.
Was that the burner reel, the one that was like multicolored?
No, it was
No.
the XO.
It was an
They
XL
were taking a 7 2-to-1 XO,
with a big giant
putting a big
90 millimeter handle,
110 handle on it,
yeah.
and fishing every day of the week. And at the end of the year,
They
they
throw
just
'em
took
away.
the handle off the reel, threw the reel away, and put a new one on.
Yeah.
I
I don't even think they made a year out of it.
I love Shimano.
And those guys were just,
I don't
and
do
their
that.
thing, and his thing was,
That was a quantum, bro.
he said he was getting bites because it was going so fast past the fish that they just reacted out of it.
And I get that because I
But
reel
that's not anything I was
like I reel a 6XD at like warp speed. Like at the end
Yeah.
of the day, I'm even like coming. I do this number because it's like, oh,
But that's
gosh.
how you
yeah.
get that bite.
But I like the 5 because I feel like my wrist don't kill me. I just have to go faster throughout the day.
Well, Crispin made a good point on that, and I've tried it too. I have a 5 2-to-1 on a 711 Camaro. Remember the old Camaro? Remember when they turned the Camaro maroon color?
Oh, it was red.
So the
maroon.
711 crankbait rod
Yeah.
is one of the best crankbait rods that Shimano ever made in carbon for a big bait. And I have a 5 2-to-1 Corrado on that Mike and I use quite a bit.
That's a
You
great
can't
rod.
turn a handle fast enough.
Yeah.
You just can't. So you have to go to that faster reel if you're in.
I don't know. That damn freaking 10XDs and 8XDs. Screw that.
Well, I don't fish 10 XDs.
Screw that. If I have to fish like that,
That's against my religion.
I'm telling you right now, I'm getting a Carolina rig out.
It will catch them.
It probably will, but screw that.
I've caught giants, but I will tell you this: you make it like you figure out where exactly they are, and you've caught them off of that cast, and you throw it through there 3 times. If they don't bite it, put that damn thing down.
I mean, those
Because
guys
it
throw
just
that all
ain't
the
working.
time. It's crazy.
I'm with you.
You remember when that guy caught them all in the rim canal around Lake Okeechobee on a 10XD?
Oh yeah,
I mean, he whacked a giant bag, and we were like, what the
That was
hell?
untapped.
Huh?
Untapped.
What do you mean untapped?
Untapped.
yeah. They'd never seen it before.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what you mean.
Stay with the program.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't know. You're talking
all
some
them-
crazy
All them brand went
voodoo
deep
shit
to
tonight,
30
I'm at
George.
a
foot, and they were
whole nother
spawning
level,
deep.
bro.
You got some voodoo shit going on over
Guys,
here. I don't
let's
know what
take
you're
a
saying.
second here to recognize greatness. Okay, so John Kopp has checked in.
John Kopp.
Yep, John Kopp has checked in.
Yeah,
Kevin
well-
Carpenter. Kevin Carpenter.
Hey, John.
Hey, Kevin, I'll meet you at the bottom of that hill tomorrow morning. And when I get to the top, not only will I beat you to the top, but I'll whip your ass when we get up there. Okay, so bring your freaking Peloton or whatever the hell you're riding these days and get ready to roll. Okay?
Bring your girl bike and bring it.
That's right. Elliot Davis, thanks for checking in. Ben Buckhunter, Ben Buckhunter is always on our program. We love Ben Buckhunter.
Ben Buckhunter's right. That's the kind of bike I have with lithium batteries in it.
Tom Mills.
Hey, he's ready to go. Walleye trip's coming soon.
I want to recognize Tom Mills.
Tom
checking
Mills.
in. He's all on the XG ratio, by the way. Tom Mills is a Shimano rep from another region, and
He's a
he's
ju-
our boy.
He's a junkie.
We love him to death.
He
He's
is
XGs
absolute.
or bust. John Henning, thanks
Awesome,
for
dude.
checking in. Kevin Carpenter, that's right. 3 smiley faces. Tomorrow they're going to be 3 frowns. I'll be there at 6.
Hey, Cop.
I'll have my
Don't-
spandex bike
Don't
pants
blow
on.
his head up anymore. Don't blow his head up anymore, Copy.
And when we
John
get to the
Snook,
top
how
of the
you
hill,
doing?
Kevin, I'm
Yeah.
going to whoop your ass. Okay?
You won't be rolled over at 6.
Oh, yeah,
dude.
well-
Well, I gotta
You might
take.
want to get you a Red Bull if you're going to keep up with me all weekend. 'Cause
I gotta take this moment
about
to thank everybody for stopping in. And this is Tackle Shop Live for you guys who are getting in, and we have a special guest with us tonight. And
Alex Davis.
yep, Alex Davis. And Alex is going to be here all week for our Cabin
All
Fever
weekend.
sale.
All weekend.
All weekend, yeah, for our
Because I ain't working Sunday.
Cabin Fever sale. And our Cabin Fever sale kicks off tomorrow morning. Our biggest sales event of the year, sponsored by Shimano. They are a big supporter of Susquehanna Fish and Tackle and sfttackle.com, and they are going to be here.
And they have been from the early days.
They were the only ones that stuck by us since day one.
Way back
Way
in the
back.
day, Mike and I had some
Way
ideas
back. We
For
had
some-
ideas.
for some events.
We had ideas, bro.
We didn't have the facilities. We didn't have
We didn't
the
have
means.
anything. We didn't
We
have
had
nothing.
some great ideas, and these guys came
George
in.
was wearing socks.
Yeah.
With holes in them.
And a one-piece jumpsuit with,
Yeah.
with the BASS, right?
Yeah, my logo's on them,
Yep,
you know,
yep.
because I was representing.
And
And these
Shimano
guys
came
in
along.
and
They came
know,
in and they made
they've been with us since the
they-
90s.
Mhm.
And,
Mm,
we
made history.
have
And then we got
We're
guys
very loyal. We're very loyal people here at SFT.
and we get guys like Alex Davis come in.
Well, Alex just happened to stop in tonight. I don't think he really signed up for this.
Oh, he
But now he's all about it. He's embracing the
Oh,
culture.
no, I mean,
he's embracing
My
the
thing
culture.
is if like they just deliver me some pizza, I could sit here and talk 2 more hours.
I'll tell you what my
Just
problem
give me some
was.
damn pizza and we'll be here. We talk about anything.
My problem was I watched Alex weigh in on Monday, and I thought, damn it, he ain't gonna make it here, man.
I know.
He just went out and whacked a big sack.
I
Now
was
he's gonna be like, well,
Well,
I'm not gonna make it, boys. I'm fishing on championship. Not that I wish anything wrong. for
I
you
actually
now.
told my dad, I said, hey, if
Not
I
that I,
if I make it, you're gonna have to drive down here and drive me back home because I gotta catch a plane at like 8 in the
I
morning.
mean, I wasn't.
Well, what I said one Sunday was, damn boy, you should get the 8 XGs out, man. What the hell's the matter with you? Well, it was great, man. It was
Well,
great
Mike,
to
where
have
else
you.
do we want to go tonight?
Well, I think the big thing about this show tonight was just, this is our calm before the storm tomorrow.
Right.
And then the
So
cabin.
we got what full slate of seminars.
Both days.
Yeah, we got a great lineup of seminars. Corbin Gottwald's going to be giving his smallmouth special that he always does.
And
Alex is coming
Friday
in.
is going to be different than Saturday.
Yep. So
Oh.
2 days different seminars. Alex is going to be here for 2 days.
And we're going to have
For
him
Friday
talking
and
about the
Saturday.
old chatterwagon tomorrow.
And then Alex, you know what we're doing? We're mixing it up a little bit. We got a snakehead guy coming in, going to give us seminar on catching snakeheads.
yeah, we got this is a multi-species event.
that's like the funnest fish ever to catch. Ever.
This is a big area for snakeheads, and I know you're from Virginia, so you kind of know what that's all about
And
down
they
there.
eat good too.
Oh God, they're good eating. So we're going to have a seminar on snakehead fishing, and then on Saturday we got Rocky Dronberg coming in, and he's going to do a muskie seminar.
Yeah, muskie.
And that son of a bitch catches muskies.
Yep.
He's
He-
hardcore,
They just won a tournament the other week.
super
He
hardcore.
just won a muskie tournament the other week. Like
Yeah, he did just 2 weeks ago.
it was like
Virginia.
that- it was like
It was a
19
Virginia
degrees.
deal. He won all Virginia.
Yep.
The whole entire state. He won it.
Well, I mean, Virginia.
Well,
Bro,
don't-
he had
don't
like-
make
There's
me.
only like
he had
12
like
muskies. in
no, he had
Virginia.
like 100.
I mean,
and 40
That's
inches
more
or
than that.
something.
like
And it was
14
19
muskies in
degrees.
Virginia.
He's a really good dude.
You want to talk about it? You
He's
want to
a
talk about
great dude.
hardcore? It was snowing on Saturday. You remember Saturday here? We got whaled by snow.
Yeah.
He had to fish that tournament
I can't wait for him.
Saturday
to be there.
and
Yeah,
Sunday.
He's really cool.
Really cool, dude.
Guys,
Really good
um,
muskie fisherman.
we're also going to have behind the glass right here. We're going to have Patrick Latham from the Dawn Coffee Company. We're going to have Chris Bielert from Shimano. Those
Chris
two
Bielert.
guys are expert all things Shimano. Alex Davis is going to be floating between seminars.
Pick his brain.
You know,
He's
and
worth
we
it.
have also other reps, other pros coming in. This is our big spring kickoff event. I mean, we realize we've had some other events earlier that were more focused. This is like wide open. Trout to Marlin, let's go.
Trout to Marlin.
Yeah.
Baby. And guess who else is going to be here? Do not forget Skeeter Steve.
Oh, well, I
He is
mean,
primed and ready to
we don't
ride
even
some line.
unlock the front door
Mike-
without Skeeter
Mike
Steve in
Poole.
the house.
Mikey Pools is going to
Mikey
be here.
Poole's going to
But
be
you
here.
know what? I'd like to give a shout out to you guys, man. Mike and George, I mean, you guys have had some major challenges with supply chains and all this stuff over the past 2 years. But you know what? You guys are always giving shout outs to everybody else. You know,
Ain't
what?
no thing.
Let's take a moment and give a shout out to you guys. 'cause,
Thank
hey,
you so much.
Hey, without you, this doesn't happen.
Ah, man, I
Hey, you
tell
know
you.
what else is here?
Ah,
I'm just saying. You might
Just
wanna
saying.
check them out. That one, that one there.
yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Careful,
Well, here's the
Nebraska.
deal. We got more tackle than we know what to do with. So if you guys don't show up,
We're gonna
we're
throw
screwed.
it away.
We are screwed, and it's bad. So you better get here because George is spending money a little bit aggressively.
Hold on, there's like $300 less than what you started with when I got here. Just
Okay,
Yeah, we ain't
well,
done
that's
with you
good.
yet,
Well,
brother.
That's good. We need
We
many
got a
more.
glass poison Adreno on the table.
Damn
George
it.
is so desperate he's selling his own stuff.
Damn it.
Well,
I got one on the hook, boys.
I hope everybody stops by. But if you can't, Nick, stop in,
Oh, guess what?
we have a online sale starting.
Cabin Fever online.
Cabin
Whoa.
Fever Online starts on Sunday for everybody that can't make
Well,
it.
no, it starts technically, it starts at midnight Saturday. Well, it would be Sunday.
12:01.
That's Sunday at 12:01 there.
Wait, Mikey,
What?
Mikey,
PG-13. PG-13.
I'm sorry. We'll still be at the casino then. Oh,
What did George say? PG-13.
I'm ready.
Just duplicate that on him right
Mike,
now.
let's take me home here, baby.
Okay,
Take me home.
All you guys will get the sale on Sunday through Tuesday. Man, it's going to be a great sale for everybody. Hope everybody can make it. Hope everybody can come and meet Alex Davis, who's a great guy.
Yeah, we're so
fun,
lucky to have him here.
fun guy to hang out with. Chris Bielert, thank you so much, buddy, from Shimano, and of course our man. And everybody knows this guy, Patrick P.L. Lathan over there.
What's the PL stand for?
Profit and loss. Profit and loss is betting in Vegas. I mean, New Jersey. I mean, I never met somebody that was so disappointed they couldn't bet on Rutgers basketball because it's
Shut her down, Mikey boy. Shut her down.
Thank you guys for stopping
you,
in. We'll
guys.
see you
Thank
next
you
time
so much.
on
See you
Tackle
next
Shop
time
Live.
on Tackle Shop.
A sunny day, right there you took my breath away. Young and pretty, was it just a dream? The next day you called me up, you told me I'm your little buttercup. You came over and you fell into my arms. Well, I know what I feel. Please tell me your love is real. You make me smile when I think of you. If I am down, knowing now you're blue, I can't get enough. You make me happy, I feel so fine. Oh, how I wish that you were mine. I can't get enough. I woke up all soaked in sweat, with chills running down my neck. I'm going crazy from just the thought of you. A long blonde hair and your beautiful smile. Your sense of humor makes it all worthwhile. Don't make me wait, it's not a funny game. You know just what I feel. Please tell me your love is real. You make me